Every startup founder sells a dream, but some turn that dream into a nightmare. Imagine a company worth $9 billion, but with no real product, or a crypto giant that lost $8 billion overnight. These startups didn't just fail, they were outright scams, built on deception, fake numbers, and bold lies. But here's the crazy part. Investors poured millions, governments backed them, and the media hailed them as the next big thing. How did these scams grow so big? What were the red flags? And how did the founders finally get caught? Let's uncover the biggest startup frauds of all time and the shocking ways they fooled the world. First, we have Theranos, the $9 billion blood test lie. This wasn't just a startup failure. It was one of the biggest deceptions in Silicon Valley history. Elizabeth Holmes claimed she had invented a machine that could test hundreds of diseases with just a drop of blood. It sounded like magic and investors fell for it. Theranos raised over $700 million from some of the most powerful investors, including former US Secretaries of State Henry Kissinger and George Shultz. Even Walmart's founding family invested. But here's the truth. The technology never worked. Holmes and her partner Sunny Balwani spent years hiding the truth, falsifying test results and even using third-party machines to fake their success. In 2015, the Wall Street Journal exposed the fraud. By 2022, Holmes was sentenced to 11 years in prison. If you think that's wild, wait until you hear about a startup that claimed to be the next PayPal but was actually just a billionaire's personal piggy bank. Most people have never even heard of Mozido. And that's exactly why this scam worked so well. Michael Liberty, the founder of Mozido, promised that his company was about to change the way we all make payments. He convinced investors that it would rival PayPal and Apple Pay. Over the years, Mozido raised over $120 million, and Liberty made it seem like the company was worth $5.6 billion. The reality, Mozido was a little more than a house of cards. Liberty misused investor funds for luxury homes, private jets, and personal ventures. But the scheme started to unravel when investors began asking tough questions. Where were the partnerships? Where was the working technology? A deeper investigation revealed that Mozido had almost no real customers, and that Liberty had been fabricating numbers to keep the illusion alive. In 2021, the authorities stepped in. Liberty was convicted of fraud and ordered to pay back millions. Another Silicon Valley dream turned into a nightmare. But if you think stealing millions is bad, the next scam stole billions while the world watched in awe. This wasn't just a fraud. It was one of the biggest financial collapses in modern history. FTX, founded by Sam Bankman-Fried, SBF, was once the second largest crypto exchange in the world. Celebrities like Tom Brady, Shaquille O'Neal, and Kevin O'Leary endorsed it. Even governments trusted it. But behind the scenes, FTX was a Ponzi scheme disguised as a crypto exchange. SBF secretly used customer funds to make risky bets through his other company, Alameda Research. In November 2022, everything collapsed. A leaked report revealed FTX was missing $8 billion in customer funds. Within days, FTX declared bankruptcy and SBF was arrested. But FTX wasn't the only startup that built its success on lies. Up next, a Chinese coffee chain that created hundreds of millions of dollars in fake sales just to beat Starbucks. In just 2 years, Luckin Coffee became a $12 billion company, positioning itself as a Chinese Starbucks killer. On the surface, it seemed unstoppable. But behind the scenes, it was all fake. In 2020, investigators discovered that Luckin Coffee had faked $310 million in sales. Executives created fake transactions, fabricated receipts, and made up thousands of non-existent customers. When the fraud was exposed, Luckin's stock crashed 80% in a single day. But if you think faking sales is bad, our next fraudster faked an entire product and tricked the world into believing he had built a game-changing electric truck. We're talking about Nikola. It was supposed to be the Tesla of trucks. Founder Trevor Milton promised zero-emission hydrogen-powered trucks. that would change the future of transportation. Investors went all in. Nikola's stock surged to $34 billion. But there was a problem. Nikola's trucks didn't actually work. In 2020, a short seller report exposed that Nikola had faked entire demo videos. One infamous video showed a Nikola truck driving on a highway. The truth, it was rolling downhill without an engine. When the fraud was exposed, Nikola's stock collapsed. Milton resigned, and he was later convicted of fraud. These startups didn't just fail, they lied, cheated, and stole billions. The lesson: never believe the hype without proof. If you loved this deep dive into startup frauds and want to build something real, we can help. Exitfund connects serious founders with funding and mentorship. Learn more at exitfund.com. Subscribe for more insights into the biggest startup win and failures that shape the business world.